स्टूडेंट आज का टॉपिक मैनेजमेंट ऑफ रिसीवेबल्स। इससे पहले हमने मैनेजमेंट ऑफ कैश के बारे में डिस्कस किया था। देखिए, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ रिसीवेबल, ये साउंड मैनेजरल कंट्रोल requires proper management of liquid assets and inventory. These assets are a part of working capital of the business. An efficient use of financial resources is necessary to avoid financial distress. Receivable result from credit sales. It means a concern is required to allow credit sales in order to expand its sales volume. It is not always possible to sell goods on cash basis only. Sometimes together, concern in that line might have established a practice of selling goods on a credit basis. Under these circumstances, it is not possible to avoid credit sales without adversely affecting sales. The increase in sales is also essential to increase profitability. After a certain level of sales, the increase in sales will not proportionately increase production cost. The increase in sales will bring in more profit. Receivables represent amount owed to a firm, a result of sale of goods or service in the ordinary course of business. These are claims of the firm against its customers and from part of its current assets. It means receivables are also known as account receivables, trade receivables, customer receivables, or book debt. The receivables are carried for customers. The period of credit and extent of receivables depends upon the credit policy followed by the firm. The purpose of maintaining or investing in receivable is to meet competition and to increase the sales and profits. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक आता है स्टूडेंट, कॉस्ट ऑफ मेंटेनिंग रिसीवेबल्स। स्टूडेंट, the allowing of credit to customers means giving of funds for the customers use. The concern incurs the following costs on maintaining receivables. Number one is cost of financing receivables. It means when goods and services are provided on credit, then concerned capital is allowed to be used by customers. The receivables are financed from the funds supplied by the shareholders for long-term financing and through retained earning. Number two, cost of collections. A proper collection of receivables is essential for receivables management. The customers who do not pay the money during a stipulated credit period are sent reminders for early payments. Some persons may have to be sent for collecting these amounts. In some cases, legal resources may have to be taken for collecting receivables. All these costs are known as collection cost, which a concern is generally required to incur. Number 3, bad debts. Some customers may fail to pay the amounts due towards them. The amounts which the customers fail to pay are known as bad debt. Though a concern may be able to reduce bad debt through efficient collection machinery, but one cannot altogether rule out of this cost. देखिए next topic. Next topic is factors affecting the size of receivables. It means besides sales, a number of other factors also influence the size of receivables. The following factors directly and indirectly affect on the size of receivables. Number 1 is size of credit sales. The volume of credit sales is the first factor which increase or decrease the size of receivables. If a concern sells only on cash basis, as in the case of Bata Shoe Company, then there will be no receivables. Number 2, credit policies. A firm with conservative credit policy will have a low size of receivables, while a firm with liberal credit policy will be increasing this figure. Credit is liberally extended, the size of receivables will remain under control. In case of receivable remain outstanding for a longer period, there is always possibility of bad debt. Number 3, terms of trade. The size of receivables also depends upon the terms of trade. The period of credit allowed and rates of discount given are linked with the receivable. If credit period allowed is more than receivable will also be more. Sometimes trade policies of competitors have to be followed, otherwise it becomes difficult to expand the sales. Number 4, expansion plans. It means when a concern wants to expand its activities, it will have to enter new markets. To attract customers, it will give incentive in the form of credit facilities. Next, number 5, relation with profits. The credit policy is followed with a view to increase sales. When sales increase beyond a certain level and additional costs incurred are less than the increase in revenues. Number 6, credit collection efforts. The collection of credit should be streamlined. The customer should be sent periodical reminders if they fail to pay in time. On the other hand, if adequate attention is not paid toward credit collection, then the concern can land itself in a serious financial problem. An efficient credit collection machinery will reduce the size of receivable. So next topic, forecasting the receivables. A concern should be clear about its credit policies. How much will be the size of receivable on the basis of present policies? This this is an important estimation which will help the concern of planning. Its working capital. The following factors will help in forecasting receivables. Number one is credit period allowed. It means the aging of receivable is helpful in the forecasting. The longer the amount remain due, the higher will be size of receivables. Number two, effect of cost of goods sold. Sometimes an increase in sales result in decrease in cost of goods sold. If this is no, then sales should be increased to that extent where costs are low. The increase in sales will also increase the amount of receivable. The estimate for sales will enable the estimation of receivable too. Number three, forecasting expenses. The receivables are associated with a number of expenses. These expenses are administrative expenses on collection of amounts, cost of funds tied down in receivables, bad debt, etc. At the same time, the increase in receivables will bring in more profit by increasing sales. If the cost of receivables are more than the increase in income, further credit sales should not be allowed. Next, number 4, forecasting average collection period and discounts. The credit collection policies will spell out a time allowed for making payment and the time allowed for availing discount. If the average collection period is more than the size of receivables will be more. Average collection period calculated, its formula average collection period equal to trade debtors into number of workers days upon net sales. Last, average size of receivables. It means the determination of average size of receivables will also be helpful in forecasting receivables. Average size of receivables is calculated with the help of average size of receivable equal to estimated annual sales multiply average collection period. स्टूडेंट, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर. थैंक यू स्टूडेंट.